welcome back, everyone. We have one more quest to go, I believe, here. Reach for the sky, pilgrim. So I've been debating, for those of you who are just watching these videos, I've been debating on how much of this quest to kind of go through and talk about. It is a big quest with lots of
somewhere nearby is the Storm Reach Beacon.
With lots of variations. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through it the way I normally would, minus one thing that could be considered. No, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to do it.
If you do it right, no one will be able to stand in your way.
We're just going to do it the way that I would normally do it. And if people feel it's a little bit dirty or whatever, they can change it after the fact. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to come down here. We're going to get ourselves a ticket by talking to this guy one way or another, getting in. And this is a whole big massive complex filled with baddies. However, we go talk to him, to this NPC, the Lieutenant Red Cloak Battalion. We can tell him two different options. One, he can give us a backstage pass and lead us around, sort of. Or we can have him go detain some mercenaries. And by having him detain mercenaries, they won't be in the infight. Like they'll be too busy to deal with us during the infight. Okay? So we want to take the time and take care of that now. Then I go back outside, and I go in what I consider to be the back way. That's right. Going in the back door. I go up. About every third one or so, every fifth one, I start my rotation around on these spiral staircases. You will not make it all the way to the next button. And then I kind of jump back to the middle. 1, 2, 3... Oh, see what I mean? Just barely missed it. I should have started a hair earlier. I probably could have made it. We're going up. We're going way up. All the way to here. It's a long run if you need to make it. Alright, so now we're going to start laying into our buffs. All these baddies are frozen. We cannot engage with them. We can't mess with them at all. Yoink. I do not believe, unless you have like an Abundant Leap-esque effect, that you can make it to over here. So don't even try, my friends. All right. Also prepare for a fight right around this corner. Alright, so now we're going to start fighting our way back down to the back way. There's lots of ways, like I said, in and out of here. This is the one that I typically take. I find it to be the quickest, least amount of hassle way personally. And it's the easiest for me to not get lost. Because again, this is a huge mansion complex here. So, I could be totally wrong, and this may be the long way, like once you've learned a better route, but I don't know a better route, so this is the way that I go. That's why I'm showing you the way I do it, and I'm always asking for people to leave comments in the videos in case there is a better way. I'd love to know what the better way is, and I would love to experience it. Now, some of these locked doors have like shrines and chests behind them. I don't know which ones they are off the top of my head, but we'll tab around and see if any of them are interactable. see, this is the first door that has been interactable, so we'll check that one out. Which means it's probably a special. Alright, looks like there's a shrine and a chest in this room. Seems unfortunate to just have a dead person hanging out. Look how cute and tiny the little shrines are. Alright, so now we have two different options. They both go to the same place, so we can climb down a ladder, or we can jump down what is obviously a laundry chute of some sort. As you can see, that both go to the same place. Alright, now you're going to see me talk about Featherfall for the first time in a long time. This is one of the places where I do cast Featherfall, and I found this part of the quest to be insanely dark for me. But what we have to do is we have to jump over and pull that lever, and then there's a lever on the corresponding side over there. So what we have to do is we have to jump up here and land on these rafters, and then continue to jump across on these rafters.
Fine evening here in Charn, says
And we want to be careful not to land down here on the stage,
and tomorrow,
because if we do, we're going to get teleported to a penalty box that is really nasty.
Now's your chance to steal back.
So instead, we're going to just be really careful and not fall to our doom until we get both of these levers pulled. And then we can fall down here, behind this name troll, Lucy. But if we get our way, we won't be here to engage Lucy. Now, if you need it, there's a shrine in here. But now by opening these doors, these forge rates are going to aggro when we lower the shields around them. So we gave ourselves access to a shrine in case we think we need it, or if we do just straight up need it now. We also gave ourselves a handful more enemies to deal with. Be careful in this hallway, just take your time. Don't go too deep, because you can accidentally pull the next fight as well inside this hallway. And that is unpleasant. Lucy has become interactable but not hostile yet, so we still have some time. Lucy will kind of meet us sometimes.
And we do have an
there she
extra
is.
tough adamantine edition of the device available. We should have used that one in retrospect. Some of the new spells included in this version are locate objects for finding things around the house, detect poison if things go amiss in the kitchen, minor image, and perfect for the garden, Leoman's tiny hut.
And I think there's a little
I
chest.
imagine you have questions. Oh, yes.
Oh, I thought there was a chest for Lucy, but I guess not. Alright. So re-hit our various spawns. Know that there's going to be a nasty fight in this hallway.
Comes in any color you like.
We're just gonna
As long as it's black.
We're just gonna be really careful to make sure that slow and steady, keeping the fights as minimal as possible. And again, things are really convenient because we are ranged.
Like the kind we saw
If you're all melee, I would suggest jumping down, finding the tacticians, getting them knocked out as quickly as possible, and then retreating back someplace where you can make sure that you stay healed up, keep your hireling in a safe spot.
Manifest stone in any way. You can take it with you on a jaunt to Zendrick and see the same perfect results.
Okay, hallway's clear. So now, we're going to go all the way down this hallway, and there's two doors here. There's a door here and the door here. These two doors are both tied to the same location, so it doesn't really matter which one you pick. It literally doesn't matter. They're going to come down, break through this glass, and attack us anyway. And we're just going to have to knock them out regardless. So web, Ice Storm, go to town. Now, we haven't done in any of our walkthrough videos yet the Ziggurat Tower in Red Fins. We haven't done any of the Red Fins quests. We'll be doing Red Fins quests in our next series of videos. So, I'm hoping that you may or may not have heard this, or perhaps after, by the time you watch this video, I will have gotten those done. But there's a trick that we use in Red Fins to avoid a large portion of the quest, where water will rush in. So there's like these force fields where there's a chest and a bad guy. We defeat the bad guy, and we have to lower the force fields that are holding back the water. That's part of the quest objectives. And then water will rush in, and then we have to swim back out. However, there's a trick where if you cast D-Door first, and then you pull the lever, there'll be a moment that you can jump through said D-Door, right? Boop. And we're going to use a similar tactic in this quest. So this is the Stormreach Beacon. We're going to touch it once here. And then we're going to basically touch it a second time. We're going to cast D-Door first. Now reach inside, and then we're going to activate the beacon.
What's going on?
I apparently clicked it too soon, which is a side effect of doing it this way, because it takes a second for it to kick in. So now we're going to have to fight our way all the way back through the quest again to go pick it up, which is fine. It's not a big deal. It is a thing that happens. But like I said, you click it once, you'll get that dialogue, which I thought I already had activated, and then you can click it a second time, click the D-Door, and poof, you're good. So instead, now we're going to fight our way back again. This time, all of those forge race are going to be active. Not a big deal, we'll just take them out. We just need to remember all of the same tips and tricks that we were using before to fight forge race. They're all just as valid as they've been. So make sure your fire shield is up, make sure your fire protection's running, make sure if you have your cold weapons or your undead, whatever it takes. And that should be about right. Oh, nice. And one more, because there's another button. Oh no! Don't hit the things. Alright, sweet, made it. Woo! Nothing's worse than falling up and down things that you shouldn't have to because you just over-jumped because you're bored. Also, either way that we do this quest, we would have had to fight these guys again, so it's not like we're currently fighting extra guys, but we will be fighting extra guys in a minute. So had we taken the D-Door at the correct time, right, we would now be fighting over here to the boat and making our way out of the quest. But again, because I messed up, we're gonna have to fight our way down to the room, which is again not a big deal. If you don't have access to D-Door, you'd be making this exact same run but backwards, which is one of the many things that I debated on showing you guys, was how to do this. I thought I would do it the quick way, but sometimes DDO has different plans for us. Alright, so this is where Lucy was. And again, remember I opened that door and I said if I open that door, we're going to have to deal with extra forge race. Look at me dealing with extra forge race. Right. These mobs will jump out of these rooms. Just be ready to deal with, again, another slew of like 4 or 5 Forge Rays. We're going to go ahead and cast Ice Storm. They're undead, so they're not going to take like... That's confusing. I don't understand where this blade barrier came from. Although it looks like it's hostile. Let's turn on the machine gun mode here. Bro yelled at me real good about putting the D-door up once too early also. Alright, some more trash to slay. And do your best to be patient and slow and methodical, and you'll be fine. Alright, I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna summon my hireling, get my hit points back. Hopefully the bard will give me some hit points. That'd be great. Got another one in yet, big boy? No? Okay. Stay here then. Alright, unfortunately, now we do have to run across the stage. But Vault's not there, so... Not the end of the world. There are going to be a bunch of guys that we obviously didn't kill this direction, and they will be engaged with the Forge Race. But it doesn't mean they won't stop and see you as a bigger threat and come get you. Also, Forge Rays apparently fall through that force field. Apparently that's kind of like the undead ones that we've seen that are green. Those are apparently rainbow colored for the living. We're making our way back to the stage here. We're going to take the ladder that we jumped down this time to get back out of here. See, so why I technically did add a bunch of extra time to the quest, not like oodles and oodles though, just an extra handful of minutes. But basically, had we done things one way or the other, we either could have avoided the fight from this doorway down to where the thing was on the second time, or we could have avoided the D-door and just fought our way back up through here to this point in time. So however it is that you like doing the quest is best for you. I want to say both of these last 2 volleys, I think, for the infight here. There's two like mini bosses right here along this path, this ramp, and that little step is where if we didn't have the NPC detain the delinquents, extra monsters that we've already encountered through the quest, we would be refighting them here, like en masse. So by going into that room and telling that officer to distract them, we have 5 or 6 less red names to deal with right here. Red name, orange names, whatever color they happen to be. So instead we just have to deal with this knoll, and then there's a minotaur up there.
You've recovered the stolen beacon. Now, to return the the artifact is stored.
Oh, he didn't die.
It will once again guard the city. It
He's
has
a
protected
ninja.
for thousands of years.
There he goes. Alright. This is the special in chest. This is the one that everybody wants. I actually need a belt out of here. If I had some shards, I would consider re-rolling, but I don't, so we won't. Alright, let's look at our time. Our time was 19 minutes. Let's call it 20 minutes. For 44,439 experience and 422 Reaper experience. So even with our mistake, still pretty quick. And the other nice thing is, this is the last quest we needed in our Ravenloft saga, or sorry, our Sharn saga. So again, if we're just getting experience, we'd easily be able to take another additional rank here. So we'd be able to jump to like rank 93. Instead, because I'm trying to get as many quests done this life as possible, I will just take guild renown, boost our guild up just a little bit more. Nice. Legendary victory. We will pop in here and get our sweet saga. You could also take some of these compounds. These compounds are used to craft the special things that come from this area. You know, I may actually look for a second. I don't think I have a bunch of these. And it might be worth grabbing one of these compounds, actually. Yeah, see, it looks like we just have a stabilizing compound, so we don't have a caustic compound. And it doesn't look like we have any of these alloys. Yeah, so let's grab a caustic compound then. Why not? Alright everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned from my mistakes and you don't repeat unnecessary portions of quests. And if this was a bit useful to you, please slam that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time. Toodles.